this is Shiloh, better known online as Karish, and welcome to the video! Those longtime watchers may notice that there is a new channel name, and I just want to touch on that real quick. Nothing about the channel is really going to change, but I was just changing it from Karish Valendar Stitches to Karish Crafts, and the main reason is because, first of all, Karish Valendar was really hard for people to find and spell. Karish Valendar is the name of one of the first role-playing characters I ever created, and so that's just kind of been my online persona for a really long time, and so it was just natural for me to bring it over into the FlossTube community. However, when you're telling people your channel name, and then you're having to spell it out for them, and sometimes if you put a space in it or don't put a space in it, it's really hard to find. It was just kind of not great. So I decided to just get rid of the Valendar, which is the subname anyway, keep the Karish, and I wanted to make it so that I could share some of my other crafts and hobbies on the channel as well, and not feel like I couldn't because it's not cross-stitching or stitching related. And I know for the most part y'all probably don't care about it's like, well, it's a name is just a name, right? But these are just some strange rules that I'm putting on myself. So I just decided, since I was getting rid of the Valendar, might as well get rid of the stitches as well and just replace it with crafts. Since the whole quarantine thing, I've been getting into painting miniatures for tabletop games like Dungeons and Dragons and Mice and Mystics and that kind of stuff, and I'm really enjoying it, and I kind of want to show off some of those. And again, that's one of those things that's like, well, can I really share it on my YouTube channel though, since it has nothing to do with cross-stitching or any sort of stitching? And now I can, without feeling weird about it. It's been a while since I made a video. Looking back, I don't even remember the last time I made a video, but I've sat down and I've made a couple of videos. I've recorded them, and that's as far as it got. I was having troubles just sitting down and doing the editing. Normally I don't mind editing. I actually enjoy it, and this is kind of going on another little tangent here, but a peek into my mind, which is scary. I watch a ton of YouTube, and most of it's not FlossTube. I watch a lot of video game creators, and like over the top kind of stuff. And so I get a lot of inspiration from those type of videos. So when I set out to make my own FlossTube channel, I knew going into it I wanted something a little different. I didn't want just me sitting here talking to a camera, because personally I don't find that as engaging. Now, I'm not saying I don't watch FlossTubers. I do, and I love all of you, and I will sit there and watch yours, or cross-stitch and listen to it. But for me personally, I wanted to do something a little different. I kind of wanted to take FlossTube and take the video game, more, over the top YouTube videos that I watch and kind of mash them together. And I know I haven't done that a lot in the past, but a good example of that is in my video that I did with my daughter, Lucy, a couple of videos ago, and some of the editing in that was inspired. And I would love to do that for every video. I would love to put funny little words or funny sound effects or more editing, but with the whole quarantine thing and being at home with both kids 24/7 and just that whole thing has really sapped my mental energy, more so than I thought it would. And so editing has seemed like a huge chore to me when previously it didn't. And so for now, I want to make more videos. I do. I really enjoy this, and it gives me time to talk about cross-stitching to people who care, and not my poor husband who's like, that's great, honey. What's cross-stitch again? But I do enjoy making these videos, so I'm going to not edit these videos, or try not to edit them. If I do edit, maybe it's just something to get rid of long pauses, or when a child busts in through the door when I'm recording, or something like that. But I'm going to try and just make a video. Don't worry about editing it for now, and just send it out into the ether and let y'all enjoy it all what it is. And I have to be okay with that. Like, that is the level of brain power that I can devote to videos right now. And that's okay. I am definitely spending it other places. And I know, everyone's experiencing this in different ways. And for me, this is just a way for me to keep the passion about it and share my progress and stuff, but not be stressed out about it, because I definitely don't want this to be a big stress creator, I guess. So yeah, that's kind of the peek of behind the scenes and why I've been kind of MIA for a while. I have been trying to post over on Instagram, but again, that too has been kind of all over the place. So you can follow me. My link is down in the description below if you're interested. But yeah, so on to cross stitching. Thank you for sitting. If you sat with me through that, thank you. And welcome to the video. First up, I just wanted to show a couple of haul things. I've gotten quite a bit of haul that I've not shared, and I probably won't, honestly, just because I don't remember what I've shared, what I haven't shared. I've gotten some more color and cotton floss because they're having a sale, and so I just grabbed a whole bunch of them. And I've been getting the color and cotton fabric of the month club stuff too, but I don't, again, remember what I've gotten. So I have a couple of items that I just received today. Yay, Amazon. This is a little, don't focus on me. I don't want to be focused on. This is a little spool holder dude, and it's springy. It's like this rubber thing, and you can wrap it around, like roll up your extra fabric that you have on larger pieces and just go chunk, and that, springs back, and so you can wrap it around your Q-snap or your hoop. And they work pretty well. I've had issues with them staying a little bit, and I don't know if it's just because I'm using it more on a hoop than a Q-snap right now, and that could be it. They might fit better on Q-snaps, but I'm going to keep trying. And I bought 12 of these for pretty cheap off Amazon. You can probably buy more expensive ones, and they might work better. Who knows? I was being cheap, though. And I also picked up, focus on this. There we go. This is 100 needles. These are just some cheap needles I picked off on Amazon because I've lost a lot of my smaller needles. I have a whole bunch of big ones, but those are too big for like 18 count. So these are size 26. I've not counted to make sure there's 100. I've not looked at the quality of them yet. I know they're the cheap kind, but that's okay. If I lose them constantly, then I won't be too sad that I poured a whole bunch of money into them. All right, so that was my haul. Woo! So I want to give you guys an update on my seasonal sayings that I've been doing. Those who've been following for a little bit know that I've been trying to do a seasonal sampler for every single month, and I have a whole list of them. And yeah, so I'm just going to show you all of them that I have done or pretty close to done, just to kind of reset since it's halfway through the year. Might as well. And I don't remember which ones I've shown you, which ones I haven't. I know I am missing one, but it's in the closet where I can't get to it right now. So this is for January. These are all from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and I don't remember all of the details on all of these, so bear with me. This one is called Winter Wonderland, and it is stitched on, I think it is 28 count something. I don't remember what it's stitched on. It's 28 count, I know that much. And all I have left to do on it is he will end up holding a little coffee cup here, and there's a couple of snowflake buttons that I need to put on. I'm just waiting to iron that before I attach those, and then I just gotta board him up, and then he'll be done. February, and this one's actually fully finished, so I can show you what they're gonna look like. This is Hugs and Kisses and Candy Wishes. It's getting washed out a little bit. You can kind of see those X's and O's a little bit. Don't focus on me. Okay. And so this is just done on some of that adhesive board. And I super glued, well, not super glued, I think I Mod Podge maybe, the excess fabric onto the back where it wraps around. And I got this board here. I got this from Michael's a while back when I first started doing this. It was $1, and this is the color of what it was originally. And my husband made this for it because the initial little peg thing broke. So he's a woodworker. He just slapped a thicker piece of wood on there and said, there you go. Which is fine. It's more stable this way anyway. And I stained it this mahogany reddish color. And so what I do is I just mount these flat and just clip them in like that. And they're cute. Ideally it's for 14 count or 28 count, but I've messed up a couple and did some on, I think, 16 count or 32 count. So some of them are a little bit smaller, but I like this, and this hangs up on a shelf that we have in our dining room, and it's really easy, so I can switch it out every month. That's kind of why I'm doing these. Just gonna go back there for now. So that's February. March is Luck and Clover. And I love the variegated cloth I used. I am trying to stick mostly to the called for DMC. There are some specialty threads that I'm substituting. And this one I added some bling because they did not originally call for sparklies. But how can you do St. Patrick's Day and have gold without sparkles? So I added that. I think that's Etoile, actually. I could be wrong. I don't remember. I think it's the DMC Etoile. And this one I did an oopsie on. I should have done it this way, so I have enough for 2. I don't think I have room for 2. Focus. I don't think I have room for 2, and it sucks because I need to make one for my mom too, because I'm doing all of these for her, so I have to make 2 of all of them. All right, the April and May are kind of interchangeable because who knows when Easter falls on. But this is the Easter piece. Stretch those legs and find some eggs. I couldn't find the other word. And this one, again, has a couple of buttons. There's going to be a chick and a flower and I think an egg all on there. So I like how this fabric turned out. It's got the specks. And again, I just have to iron it and then attach those buttons. And that will be done. And this one is Confetti by Fabric Flare. Next up. Again, this is interchangeable with April because April showers bring May flowers. Yay! This one is all done. I just need to iron and finish it. So I don't remember. I think this is a picture of this plus fabric, but I don't remember the name. It's kind of like a sky blue with white stuff on it. I probably have it written down somewhere. May, June, I'm in the process of making right now. So I'll show you that here when I'm done with these. But I went ahead and did July's. This is called Liberty's Lights. And I love this. Get it. There we go. And I did do some changing here. All of the stars and her torch I did in, oh, come on, focus, DMC Light Effects. And I also, the silver stars were supposed to be like a lighter the same color as what's in her crown, but I did those as silver, so they were also shiny. So I like it a lot. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. It seems more unique than some of the other ones with like the bunting up top and stuff. I don't know. And Lady Liberty is adorable. She's so cute. All right, and the last one that I have done that I have access to is Gobble Till You Wobble. This was one of the first ones I did, and somehow I have royally screwed it up. So it's somehow I got off counting, and it's wonky, and I don't know what happened to it, but it looks okay. So I'll just deal with it. This is also on a Picture This Plus. I think it's on Legacy. I think that's what this one is. Oh, and Stars and Stripes is done on just a 14 count fiddler's cloth. So that's what I have done. I also have the Christmas one done, except for the buttons. And that one is, it's called something about candy. Don't remember. Something. I can't remember what it is. I think I've showed that on the channel before though. So, and currently I'm working on June, and this is by far my favorite one so far. I drastically changed the color of the fabric. Most of the time I kind of match with what they did their sample on to some extent. I don't always buy the exact one, but I get the same feel. This one I changed because on the model one, they did it on a light color fabric. And I thought that was kind of weird because the name of it is Summer Nights Bonfire Lights. And I'm like, well, summer nights, it needs to be nighttime, but you don't want it too dark because there's a lot of dark blues in the piece. And I really didn't feel like dealing with trying to figure out new colors. So I actually was going to dye my own light blue. And that did not turn out. It turned out like this color that I'm going to show you. But I love how it turned out. And unfortunately, the blues look okay on it. So I'm going to try to show you an accurate color. This is kind of close. It's like a dark blue, but it's got some green, it looks like, in it. It's really hard to tell. The camera is not picking up how beautiful this is. But I love this. And fortunately, I dyed some of, this is 14 count. It was this gross 14 count that I had lying around, and it had gotten stained with something at some point in time. So it's pretty much unusable as it was. And so I took all of that and dyed it. So I have enough for 2 of these and a little bit more. So I'm super happy with this color. I also dyed some 18 count this color as well, and it's a little bit different. It's a little bit lighter. But yeah, even though this is not what I was going for at all, I love it. And also the one change that I've done so far on this piece is the lights, the white in that is actually glow in the dark, because I'm like, it needs some glow in the dark. And I'm debating, here's where you can help me out. So this string up here is going to have little lights on it, kind of like a string of lights. I don't really want to do that in glow in the dark because the string isn't white and they'll just look like whites hanging off of it. And I didn't think that would look good. So I'm debating if I should go ahead and do it in the color that's listed, which is the same color as the moon, or if I should try doing that in an étoile and give it a little bit of sparkle or light effects. It's short enough that I don't care. And there's also supposed to be a lot of stars kind of scattered up, like some that are bigger that actually look like stars and other ones that are just kind of dots. I also am debating adding those as étoile, but my question is, should I do just the big stars as étoile and the other ones just plain yellow? Do I do all of them in étoile? I don't know. What do you think? Let me know. Because I'm leaning towards, I don't even know what I'm leaning towards right now. I just want something sparkly and pretty. So, alright, so that is the seasonal sayings that I have gotten done, that I am currently working on. And so all I have left to do is I need to make doubles of all of them for my mom. And right now, the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery is doing kind of a stitch along with 2 of their pieces, seasonal same pieces. And you can win prizes if you get them finished. They're giving out prizes for a stitched finish and for like a cute finish. So that has moved a couple of them up. I was going to work on August next, which I think has an apple theme. I don't remember exactly which one I chose for August, but that might have been the berry one. But they are doing the Which Better Have My Candy and Pumpkin Spice, both of which were on my list, and so I'm gonna have to move those up. I would have started Which Better Have My Candy because I already have the spiderweb fabric for it, but I don't have the specialty purple. And I thought about just doing the plain DMC purple that they suggest, but I really wanted kind of a funky purple. So I ordered one off 123 Stitch, and that is coming. And I will show you that haul when it comes in, because I got some fun stuff for that. Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery were also doing a stitch along for Cinco de Mayo, and they were using one of their pen pal, part of their pen pal collection called Pinata Party. So I went ahead and participated, and I changed pretty much everything about this one. Don't know if it's in focus. Hopefully it's in focus. Probably not. And I just did this on 14 count navy Ada. Just some scrap that I had lying around. Don't know the brand or anything. And the outside is one of the color variations from DMC, and the inside is a pink variation, color variation from DMC. I have some silver. I don't know if you can see that. Here we go. Some silver hanging around, confetti, done in the DMC light effects. So it was just a fun little piece. It was happy, and he's really cute. So I think I'm going to use him as part of my seasonal sames. And after I got all done and entered it, I realized I hadn't stitched his eye. So, but I think I'm going to board him up and use him as part of the seasonal sayings and bring him out on Cinco de Mayo, I guess. So that is all the seasonal sayings that I have. Let's go on to some whips. I'm just going to kind of show you the whips that I've been working on and what I consider my focus projects. These are the ones that I'm keeping out, that I'm keeping in project bags, and that I'm kind of rotating. I don't really have a set rotation schedule except for Hawk Run Hollow Thursdays, but it's just kind of whatever I feel like doing. So first up is the Letters from Hogwarts Stitch Along. I am really behind on this one. I am almost done with chapter 2. Let's get it in. I have chapter 1 mostly done. I missed some stitches here and there. I didn't do the back stitching. Obviously the Hogwarts logo isn't done yet, but whatever. But I have all the main stitching except you can kind of see on the Slytherin post. There we go. I'm missing some colors here. I'm missing some color. That's the color that I wasn't in stock, so I just kind of skipped over it for now. Missing color here and a little bit here. So right now I'm kind of focusing on the parchment edges since I have all those colors, and I might as well do them since I'm here. And the next chapter is going to be in the square here, and I think the next one after that is going to be here somewhere. And that drops July 1st. So my goal is to get all of chapter 2 and chapter 3 started by the time chapter 4 drops. We'll see if that happens. Although I've been working on that. I picked that back up today and I was having a lot of fun with it, so who knows? I'm going to have a hard time choosing in chapter 3 though. Come here. Alright, so this one is another stitch along because who knows? Guess Lord knows I need more stitch alongs. This one is called Spellville by Barbara Ann Designs. And this is 2 parts already released. I'm not done with part 2 yet. I still got to finish the key and finish the houses and some other stuff. So part 1 was kind of the key and I think the witches and maybe the house. I don't think the house yet, but the key and the witches, I think, and then everything up here was clue 2, part 2, whatever you want to call it. And I think part 3 is going to drop, and I assume it's going to be everything below the key. I still have to finish the key, but there's nothing underneath here except like one vine or something. So I really like this. It's only 3 colors. This is stitched, I have it written down here, on 28 cast shell in the color Serenade by Color and Cotton. I think this was one of the fabric of the months that I got, and I was like, oh, that'll work for this. So this is kind of an impulse buy, and I'm kind of glad I did. It's only 3 colors. This is not black. This is like $33.71. So it's kind of got a little bit extra. I mean, it looks black, but it's not. So it's not as dark, I think. This next one, you'll be impressed. This is also a new start that you have not seen, unless you follow me over on Instagram. My sister-in-law, Keisha of the Pattern Queens, here on FlossTube, she is having a baby, and we had a virtual baby shower for her. And it was fun, it was great, but she didn't know about it. So she decided to do a SteotchAlone, thinking that was going to be her baby shower. And you could work on sheep, you could work on something blue since she's having a boy. You know, it was pretty open to what you could work on. It was just kind of something for us to do. And I happen to have a chart by Durene Jones, I think that's how you pronounce it, that is called Grazing Sheep. And it's these cute little sheep, and they have swirls on their coats, and they're on like, it's supposed to be in a, finished in a hoop, so it's all round. It's really cute. Not normally something I would go for, but it's for my sister-in-law. So, of course. So this is my big start. There we go. Oop, color change there real quick. So that's what I've gotten done. That is 2 colors, the white and the gray. And let me see if I can get back here. So this is the other light blue that I was trying to dye when I showed you that one that was really super dark. Whoop. This is my second batch that turned out a lot lighter. And it's darker than it's still darker than I was hoping for, but it's a lot better, and I love how it turned out. And this is 18 count, which I'm highly regretting because there's a lot of fractal stitches, especially in that head. I don't know if I can, yeah, there you go. There's a lot of fractal stitches in there. I didn't know that, and I regret it. So yeah, this has been fun on my eyes, and I'm probably not going to do a whole lot more work. I might try to finish this one little sheep, just get him done, see how he looks. There's going to be back stitching around the swirls to kind of accentuate them, and there's like 2 more colors of white to go in there. But he'll look cute, and there's going to be a little baby sheep next to it. So I told Keisha that when I get this done, I'll probably gift it to her, because for the nursery, for my nephew, my first nephew. So I'm excited. But I'm really happy with this color. How this I went to the Ritz website, Rit Dye's website, and I was trying to go for this one color with that first batch that turned out way too dark, but it's still pretty. And that had aquamarine and I think it was evening blue. And it was like instantly you put the color, the fabric in, it was like, oh, that's too dark. Maybe some of it will wash out. I think I left it in there for 20 minutes and it still turned out super dark. This one is just aquamarine, their liquid all-purpose dye. And I left this in the water for about 10 minutes. And I should have probably used a little less dye in the water, and maybe it would have turned out lighter, but I'm still happy because this is kind of as the sky, and they call for a light blue in the pattern, and I didn't feel like buying more fabric, and so that's why. But I like dyeing fabric. It's fun. I really do enjoy it. On to another stitch along. This one is for the SteotchAlone. Last year I was part of the SteotchAlone for the first time, and honestly, I don't know. It was fun because I got to be on a team with some of my online friends, and so that was fun. And we were TFT, Team F Trevor. Trevor was the name of a cancerous tumor that one of our teammates had, so that was kind of our whole thing. So it was really nice kind of getting to do some of the challenges with them, just kind of hang out. But pattern-wise, I wasn't thrilled with last year's. And there was multiple reasons why. Mostly it was because there were so many blends and so many fractal stitches that I just got burned out after like week 2. I just don't. Every week there was more and more blends, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to have to make more blends, because I would go ahead and make the blends up ahead of time and put them on bobbins. So when I came to a blend in the pattern, I could just reach out and grab a blend. But because it was a mystery SAL and we had no idea what we were stitching, we had no idea what the whole color palette was or anything really, they didn't tell us all of the blends ahead of time. So every week it was like, oh, another new blend. So, and then it turned out that it was Golden Girls. Nothing against Golden Girls. I watched a couple episodes when I was younger, just when it happened to be on TV or whatever. But I've not watched a lot of it. I'm not looking at some of the quotes online. I probably should, because it seems kind of like a really good show. But it's just not something that I'm into. And so once you found out it was Golden Girls, I was just kind of like, you know, and okay. But it looks really cool. Really cool. If you go and look at finishes from last year's SteotchAlone, you know, it looks really cool. So this year, I decided to join again because some, you know, my friends were still interested. I'm like, why not? We'll try it. And this year they're like, okay, well, because of everything that's going on, it's going to be a lot less stressful. We're going to show you the pattern ahead of time, and we'll, you know, we'll make it as stress-free or low stress as we can. And the pattern was of House, Dr. Gregory House from the show House, which I used to watch all the time with my parents. So this was definitely something I could get into a little bit more. And I think this was based on a pattern they'd released like 10 years ago. It's the 10th anniversary. And you could stitch it in like a single color palette, like a monochrome thing. So they gave you, this is what you can do with greens or blues or reds or, you know, and I was like, okay, I can probably do this. I'm going to give it a shot because I like House. And yeah, so I had some navy blue Ada, or it might be black, but it looks more navy blue, hanging around, 14 count. And my favorite colors are green and blue, turquoisey. So I tried to do a blue palette and a green palette. I was like, I could probably do both, right? But I was missing some colors. Hello. I was missing some colors for the blue palette. And so I went ahead and did the green palette. And I really like how it's turning out because it looks kind of like those old computers, like the Apple computers where it was a black screen with green text and green pictures and everything. So it looks really cool. I love how it's turning out. And I haven't been keeping up very well. I think I was caught up like in week 1. But it's a lot smaller, and they tell you the blends. They gave us like a thing to fill out ahead of time. It's like, these are your colors. You know, go ahead and write down your color from lightest to darkest. There was only 6 colors that you needed from very dark to very light. And then they told us, these are your blends. This is the symbol that's going to go with each blend. This is what colors in each blend. And this is what week you'll need it on. And I think all of the blends were used only 1 week, and they told you which week that was for. So that was really nice. Because that's what kind of killed me on the previous one. So I worked a lot on this last night, and I am up. I just have a little bit to do on his face, and then I'll be done with week 5. And they just released week 7, which is the final week, this past Saturday, the whatever it was, the 20th. So I might actually finish this one. I'm super excited. So all that talking, here is what he looks like. Oh, he looks amazing. I'm so happy with how he's turning out. And like, it looks so realistic. M does a fantastic job with these. Like, look at the depth. That's crazy. I could never chart anything like this. And he's not even done. Like, there's no backstitching or anything. He doesn't even have eyes. Look at that. So crazy. But now I'm super happy with how he's turning out. And I can't wait to finish him up and put him up somewhere. Be like, look at this amazing thing I did. Oh my gosh, like all of these are SALs. This is another SAL. This was a free SAL that Durene Jones, who did the Grazing Sheep, had up on her Facebook. And it's not something I would typically go for, but it's cute and I liked how springy it was. And it was kind of when I was feeling really down about the whole quarantine and stuff is when that really started hitting home. So I got some spare Ada and went to town on it. So this is my progress on it. It's cute. Again, not really something that I reach for when I go for pieces and stuff, although that's kind of changing as I'm exposed to all these fantastic cross-stitch designers. But it's fun, it's bright, it's springy, it's cute, it's got a bunny, it's got a hedgehog, and I can't remember, there's something else in one of the last squares I thought was adorable too. So I think all I have left to do is this is the bottom, there's a border, the border goes all the way around. And I think this is the bottom right here. So I have some squares to do here and a little bit to do here, and then obviously the border, and then it's done. So, and those are pretty quick to do. So I should work on this again. I should. Don't know when, because all the other SALs are taking over my life. Last one. Hawk-Run Hollow Thursdays are still a thing. If you don't know, the Pattern Queens, I think with their stitching group that they stitch with, have kind of a theme night on Thursdays, and they kind of work on like a designer one. They are doing Hawk-Run Hollow Thursdays this year, and I am doing Map of Hawk-Run Hollow, which looking back was not a super great idea because everyone else's that I've seen has blocks. Like Keisha is doing Christmas at Hawk-Run Hollow, and Laura is doing a year at Hawk-Run Hollow, so they have 12 blocks and they can do one a month. I don't have blocks. Mine is a map. Obviously, it's a map, so there's no breaking up. I guess I could have done, like, there's 6 pages, so I could have done 2 months on each page. I didn't think that well ahead. So I am on my second page, and mostly I'm only on the second page was because I got sick and tired of looking at the first page. The first page is pretty much done, but I just need to look at something different. So this is it. I love how it's turning out. And this fabric is, I think this is 16 count, and this is one that I tea-dyed myself. First time tea-dyeing anything. Super happy with how it turned out. I am totally going to tea-dye more stuff in the future. Which I actually made a video about it, which you can check out. Spoiler alert, I used pumpkin spice tea. But yeah, where is it? This compass is creepy. Like, his eyes are just creepy. But he is actually short by 1 stitch, by 1 row of stitches. And it happened way up here. And by the time I realized it, I had him all outlined. I had all of the outlines of the starbursts done. And I'm like, oh, he's going to be short. I'm not redoing that again. And so I just need to make sure that when I add the stuff in, and I knew something was off with the border and I couldn't figure it out. So I just need to know that when I'm putting the stuff in that's around him, to make sure that I do the numbers based off the other stuff, not off the compass, because it will be off. And I think that should be fine. Like, this thing is not supposed to be touching it, but it's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. It still looks fine. Nobody's going to know. Except me. I know you. Don't tell anyone though, okay? It's our secret. So, I'm super happy. I'm glad to be working on colors because in this middle part where I was forever, there's not a lot of bright colors. It's kind of like meh. So, I think when I get this page done, I might go back to page 1 and finish the little stuff that I have left to do on there. And then I can go on to a new page. Yay, new pages. So that is all my whips. Those are all my focus whips, at least. I still have the Disney character ones out. I just haven't worked on them in a while. I'm trying to get some of the smaller pieces done, which, as I'm looking at this pile of whips, none of these are small pieces. I guess I could get this SteotchAlone done, and my seasonal sayings. But, yeah. I might pull those out if I need something quick to finish, because those characters, I can finish like a character, and then I'll be like, hey, I got something done. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have, and this video is going to be long. Sorry. I get chatty, but yeah, thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for staying through that introduction and making it to the end here. I guess goals, plans, I have none. I will be still doing Hawk Run Hollow Thursdays, and other than that, I'm pretty much just working on whatever I feel like it. And it changes from day to day. I will probably put Grazing Sheep down for a while, because I'll probably try and finish that one sheep and then put it down for a bit, because I will kind of want to catch up on some of the other SALs. Like I said, I want to get the Hogwarts one done before the next clue drops, next chapter. Just working on seasonal sayings, and I will be starting the Witch Better Have My Candy one and the pumpkin spice one here as soon as I get my order in from 123 Stitch. And yeah, I'm really bad at making plans. Like, usually I'm really good with making plans, but when it comes to cross stitching, it's like, no, I just want to work on this. All of it. So, I think that's going to be it for me. I think I have talked your ear off long enough. I don't know if I'll do a video every week like I was trying to, mostly because I think it's hard for me to do a video every week at this point in time, even though I'm not editing, because I feel like I just say the same things over and over and over again. And if I don't have a lot of progress on my whips, it's like, why am I even showing you my progress? So, I'm not going to say a specific number of weeks or days in between my videos, just because I don't want to put that pressure on me at this point. I would love to get back to weekly videos, but I don't know if that's doable right now. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, make sure you click a like if you're new here. Click subscribe if you want to see more videos by me. Like I said, next video I might bring in some miniatures and show those off to you if my camera will cooperate with focusing and stuff. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!